Hi guys, Emily Craven here. I've been a little bit MIA on this blog for the past 3 months, working on a very special project, a secret squirrel business, if you will. Finally, I'm at the stage of this project where I'm happy to talk about and show off what it is that I've been working on. You know I'm passionate about digital storytelling in general, not just ebooks. I love examining different story experiments, using and combining different formats and disciplines to see what sticks together and what works. This particular experiment has been one of my most successful ones, and you may have come across mentions of earlier versions of it on this blog. The project really was born from a very simple idea. Basically, who hasn't read a story and wish they could actually be in it? See the landscape for yourself, smell the roses, see exactly how tall that building was that Spiderman just climbed. It's not that we don't trust the author, it's just that, we want to be in it. We don't just want to read about it. So how could you do it? How could you take a story by an author you love and actually live it? Well, I've been thinking about this for a really long time. I didn't just want to move from place to place following a story. I actually wanted to call the shots. I basically wanted to choose my own adventure. So in May this year, I made a pitch for the Brisbane City Council Innovation Award, which is a $25,000 grant to turn or create an innovative idea. So the project that I pitched is called Story City, which is a GPS storytelling app where we plan to create real-life choose-your-own-adventures, so stories that the reader can read that are happening in the location that they're standing. This type of storytelling is called locative literature, where it merges real life with the fantasy to create this type of alternate reality. The project aims to defy the imagination and bring not only Brisbane, but cities across Australia and the world to life. I want to renew the urban landscape for locals and tourists to help them see the everyday with new eyes. And basically to help them engage with the community and the world around them rather than walking passively by it. So in May, I was very humbled to find myself the recipient of this particular grant, and started creating the app in June and July. Though most of the money from this grant has gone to the developer to create the app, it has brought the project up to a point where I can really experiment with it and try out different business models for this new and exciting art form. So now to show off time. To give you an idea of how it works, it's part cultural tourism, part adventure, where basically we're creating stories to highlight unique locations in the city and to appeal to a young tech-savvy audience. So rather than reading the adventure in book format, I have created an app that allows the reader to be standing in the location where the story is happening. So upon opening the app, you get a list of stories that you can choose from. And then when you press the start location, it lets you know exactly what that story is about and who you are. And then each story starts in a single location and branches off into multiple stories where you get to choose where you go next. When the GPS app detects that the reader is in the correct spot, it unlocks that part of the story and then gives you several options to choose from to continue your adventure. Each story shows you the hidden nooks and secret features of the city, taking you on a tour that you would never find in a guidebook. At the same time, you could be avoiding an alien invasion, solving a mystery, or surviving a zombie apocalypse. As you can see, the app is still in prototype mode. It has the colouring of a Simpsons nuclear power plant and some very horribly cobbled together icons that need replacing. But in essence, that is how this app is going to work. And we're on to developing the Apple app for this particular Story City project. So hopefully that means we cover all the smartphones and all of the tablets so that anybody who has one of those devices can do one of these adventures. So I've been running these choose your own adventure style events for around about 3 years. So the original pilot project was in 2012 in Adelaide, where we used QR codes to do the adventure. And then in the second and third years, in 2013 and 2014, I ran this event in Brisbane City with the help of the Brisbane City Council. We called those particular events street reads. And in that iteration, not only did we use QR codes on pavement posters, but we also used maps with QR codes in them as well. But the problem with these is that in both instances, we had vandalism, and we were only allowed to keep posters up for a short amount of time or a short amount of permissions, and it wasn't very permanent. So I wanted to make something that allowed people at any time of any day to come in, pick up an adventure and use it to discover a city. But now with this app, can you imagine the opportunities are endless. There are opportunities for creatives in all fields. Imagine doing adventures that not only incorporated a written story but actually had videos of theatre or circus troupes acting out part of the adventure, or even all of it in video. You could include a concept album by local bands. You could involve artists and animators working to merge that fiction with that real life location. And this GPS app is the springboard for all of that. I have no idea what can be created as part of this amazing new application, but I'm really excited to find out. Creating tales that incorporate history, that incorporate culture, that incorporate tourism, and do they even have to be choose your own adventures? Could they be standalone stories? Could they be treasure hunts? Could they be roving plays around a city? The ultimate aim is to create a transmedia publishing house that experiments in locative literature and basically sells these stories like you would sell a book. So the idea is to get both well-known authors and not so well-known authors to write stories set in the cities that they know. So you can take part in the adventure of your favourite author. Benefiting locals and tourists, we hope that, councils across Australia or even the world use this app to display locally authored stories. We hope that people will get us to use this app to help renew different parts of their city. Put it simply, in the near future, I want people to be able to go to any city in the world, be able to take up this app and pick a story and use it to discover a new place and take part in a thrilling adventure. So these Choose Your Own Adventures are about putting the reader in the story of our cities. And I would like to invite you guys to help me experiment with it.